warm welcome to SFUNUKWAZI, a show that is made especially for you, a show that is made to enlighten, inform and clarify you. At last, something that will act as the eyes, the ears and the voice of students. All of this made, of course, possible by you, the students. My name is Elizabeth Matilso-Debaila and I'll be your host for the duration of the show. On today's show, my panel of guests consists of the previous SRC presidents and our current SRC president. Stay tuned as I clobber them with questions. SFUNUKWAZI. My first guest in studio today is Mr. LERUMO MOTLA. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us more SFUNUKWAZI.
Okay, thanks very much.
Mr. LERUMO, the position that you're currently holding in the SRC office is that of Deputy President, Internal Affairs. Am I right?
Yeah, you're definitely correct.
Okay. Guided by the SRC Constitution, we believe that you are second in command in the absence of the President, and you are also able to coordinate the learning activities on campus. Can you please enlighten the students as to what that means?
Okay, basically what it means is that as a Deputy President internal, what happened is that I deputize in the absence of the President, meaning that when the President is not around, I resume the duties of the President. All those duties that they have to be carried by the President, in his or her absence, I therefore carry over. That is what we mean when we say I deputize the President. And another issue that you have mentioned, it is with regard to academic activities of students. Basically what I do is that as a Deputy President internal, is that I'll make sure that the academic activities of students that are running smooth, meaning that I liaise with most of the faculty representatives to ensure that all the problems that are brought by the students to the SRC with regard to the academic activities, they are attended to by the SRC, and we make sure that they are addressed in the best interest of the students. So that is basically my duty. But primarily, such problems will be addressed by the different faculty representatives.
Okay.
But I'll also liaise with them to check in terms of those problems, in terms of the programs, whether they are able to fulfill as per required to them by the students. So that is basically my duty. And also another thing, another fundamental duty of the Deputy President internal is that I become the student representatives. I mean the SRC representatives in the disciplinary committee that was established by the University Council, meaning that that is basically with regard to the students disciplinary committee, whereby I represent students in such committees that were established by the University Council. So that is basically my duty.
So those are your duties. They are not the duties that you fulfill in the absence of the President.
No. Those two, the last two that I've mentioned, those are specifically designated for me as the Deputy President internal. But the first one is just the same, purely the same of the President. But I only become active. I only carry them in the absence of the President or through the directive of the President.
Okay.
You see, when the President, maybe the President will direct me that carry this duty 1, 2, 3. That was supposed to be carried by him or her.
Okay.
But because he's unable to, due to other reasons, unable to be able to carry such duties, he can always designate those duties for me. But the rest, the two remaining ones, they are specifically and falling under my portfolio.
Okay. So you are the current SRC. When can the student get hold of you guys, and how do you guys plan to help the students? In other words, what is your POA?
Normally what is happening is that the program of action of the SRC is from individual members of the SRC, because normally it is based on what we go there as SRC to go and serve students. But however, students themselves, they will come out with problems that we never thought of, and that some of these things, they may not be reflected in our POA, but that doesn't mean we're not going to assist them. Basically what is happening is that from my office as the the deputy president internal, the program of action, which is still under construction, and I'm going to consult with different with individuals from my with my organization to finalize that particular POA, is that you will have quite a number of things contain that particular POA, which in some area I can say duties which are related to my portfolio, things which have to do with academics, things like unfair academic exclusions, things like admissions of graduates into their respective degrees that they wish. Those are under my portfolio. And things like the orientations, first day orientations, things like interfaculty conference, and other number of things that have to do with academic related matters and things like that.
So you are assuring the students that you will fulfill your duties, or you will do them to the best of your ability?
I will definitely do that.
Are you ready to take on the positions that you've already taken on?
In fact, during the first meeting of the SRC we had, when we were elected into the office, when we were allocated position, I indeed, in front of the Chief Electoral Office, declared that I'm ready to hold that particular portfolio. And that was not a mistake, and I still feel strong that I'm ready to hold that particular portfolio. And I'm ready to face the challenges that portfolio may bring to me. And I'll definitely serve in the interest of the students, as I was deployed from my organization to do that.
Well, Mr. LERUMO, we thank you very, very much, most SFUNUKWAZI, for joining us and taking time out to come and join us, and also for seeing the importance of talking to the students. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, thanks very much.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
It rained hurricanes, it rained tsunamis. Today, namhlanje, it's raining SFUNUKWAZI. Fellow students, SFUNUKWAZI is here to stay. With your support, we're gonna go a long way, because we as students really want to know. I wanna thank my guests that were here today and say that they must just keep it up and do a good job, especially to the current SRC. We're looking forward to seeing what you have in store for us.